With 100 days left before the Devil's Basilisk is turned on, a surveillance tool capable of stopping your career as a master thief, it's up to you to steal it. So sets up the plot of The Swindle, a randomly generated 2D platformer with a big difference. Each and every level is a self-contained, randomly generated play area, resembling a sprawling house, with interconnecting rooms that hold stacks of cash, computers to be hacked for bank account currency, and robots patrolling the hallways in an attempt to thwart your pilfering means to an end. They'll attack you, ignite the alarms, and call the police to relentlessly hunt you down before you can escape and continue your cat-burgling ways. Platforming is simple enough. B jumps, Y attacks, X is your action button like hacking or opening doors, ZR brings up your inventory, with A being the button to use the chosen item in the overworld, and holding the left shoulder button crouches you into a stealthy sneak for those pesky robot guards with microphones. Movement feels great and fluid. You'll see no slowdown throughout your play, unless it's an intentional slow-motion death scene which highlights how close to being caught you were. The only gripe about movement is the jumping isn't B button press sensitive, so no matter how long you hold the B button for, your thief will always jump the same height, which can be quite a pain when you only need the smallest of hops between two precariously balanced enemies and you're unable to pull it off. It's a small niggle that gets amplified, however, on the even more difficult levels thrown at you later in the game. For the most part though, the movement is spot on, and most mistakes like blowing yourself up on a mine is all down to player incompetence, nothing the game has done. A single run at a level can last anywhere between 1 minute and 10 minutes. The levels are small enough to play in quick chunks, and this plays towards the game's strengths. Pick up and play replayability is strong with this one. The Swindle also looks the part too. Sure, it's not pushing the boat out, but it has a great steampunk style that rivals the first SteamWorld Dig game. And the music is absolutely fantastic throughout. And if you want a more in-depth look at my thoughts on the music in the game, just go on over to nintendo.co.uk for our review of the OST. The pace you set is completely up to you as the player. Choosing to spend money on upgrades or level expansion is what will greet you every time you return to the safety of your airship, the central hub of the game. You'll start the game, and every time you leap to safety on this old airship, where you can modify your thief with new skills, tools, and all manner of technological terrors to be constructed at the workbench, allowing you access to new levels with better security and gargantuan tracts of land. The airship also acts as the drop-off point via the steam pod for your next theft-based incursion, and gives you a countdown on the days that remain before Scotland Yard turn on the Devil's Basilisk and end your only means of income. Levels get progressively more difficult. Level 0, the slums, sets up an introduction to the game with your thief having nothing but their wits, no money, no upgrades, and hacking is impossible without learning it. So grab a few dollars. Yes, this is London, but everything works in dollars, very strange. But after one successful money grab, you'll be able to return to the airship and equip your first low-level upgrades. Upgrades are vast in their scope, from agility like double jumping, speed and stealth, abilities like hacking skills, melee strength and teleporters to walk through walls, tools like bombs, bugs, EMPs and remote detonators, goggles that allow you to easily locate computers and money, to miscellaneous items like security clearance to a higher level with a greater opportunity for greater financial reward and a greater chance of capture and death. The sheer variety of items and upgrades that you can spend your limited resources on is astounding. You'll certainly have to be careful how you spend too. Do you prioritize your abilities on a level that rakes in less rewards? Or spend your hard-earned money opening a new level that your abilities may not yet be fully equipped for? There's a great interplay between these two competing factors and play styles. When on a mission, enemy bots, utilized to protect people's wealth from pilfering hands such as yours, have areas of sight that you must avoid being caught in. Doors can be closed to obstruct fields of vision and opened when the offending protector turns their back on you. However, in the more advanced levels, from level 2 onwards, the bots incorporate more sophisticated weaponry to stop you in your tracks, and you must employ newer methods to also extract the full potential and financial potential out of each run. That 100-day countdown moves faster than you think, and after a few runs where you'll return empty-handed, the pressure mounts to be more daring to extract loot to make up for previous losses. Death is not an end, but the start of a new life and a new thief. However, you will lose all the loot that you collected upon the very last level you died at. Nothing more palm to the face than losing $10,000 for the merest slip-up. And slip-ups will occur aplenty, with mines, robots, drones, spiked enemies, all getting progressively more dangerous and ruthless the further into the game's 6 levels you progress. There were some oddities in the random generation that felt a little unfair at times. At the beginning of some levels, you'll notice too many robots in a single room, making it nigh on impossible to get through that room. Fortunately, your wall climbing skills can be upgraded to get around and over such obstacles. But other problems, like a completely walled off room, sealed to the outside world, may only be accessible with bombs. And as you carry only a limited amount, sometimes even those are untenable for use. Apart from a very few issues with the unfair random generation and the slightly annoying jump height non-adjustable nature, the Swindle offers a great replay value. You'll find yourself picking up this game just for 10 minutes to have a quick run through 2 levels to grab a few extra dollars so that you can buy the next wanted upgrade. And you'll end up spending more time in this steampunk world than you expected to. It's fun all the way to the bank. When you play all the way through to the end of the 100-day countdown and the game over forever screen rears its head, you'll be faced with the notion that if you want to start a new game, you'll have lost everything you've accumulated before and have to start the whole game right from the very beginning. Even through this seemingly daunting prospect, the Swindle invites you into one more try at getting better right from the onset. And you'll see that the more you play, the further and closer to the game's end goal of stealing the Devil's Basilisk you get. The Swindle offers a very easy to pick up and play in small bite sizes experience. Solid gameplay mechanics with an ever-arching 100-day countdown push you to taking chances and offer replayability that make this game hard to put down. Recommended for 2D platform lovers.